Hello, welcome to my channel where I expose all things religious and spiritual when it comes to the Black community. I said this in my first video, but I just wanted to clarify that I am in fact Black, and I just wanted to state that just so there's no confusion. Without further ado, today we're going to talk about some fabricated quotes that are often linked to Afrocentric groups, and in recent time they can be linked specifically to the Black Hebrew Israelites. These quotes involve Adolf Hitler and President Nasser, and I hope I am pronouncing that right. So I've said this before, but it's my personal opinion that the Black Hebrew Israelite movement thrives on deception, half truths, and manipulation of history. So a lot of times when I watch their videos or their documentaries, I can't help but notice that they're very misleading with the information that they spread. And they also intentionally distort historical facts to fit their narrative. These individuals, they definitely master the art of propaganda, and they like to feed their followers a twisted gospel crafted from fabricated quotes, half-baked theories, and misrepresented events. And their work is carefully designed to stir emotion and inflate pride within the Black community, but they lack the integrity of truth. So let's jump right into it. But first, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this. And share this video with someone who believes that the biblical Israelites are Black. Maybe they believe that based off of these two quotes that I'm going to debunk. So, here on the screen is the quote that circulates around the Black Hebrew Israelite group. The specific frame is credited to the documentary From Hebrews to Negroes. Please pause to read it. In my videos, I will always include research that I found, and it's usually a crap load of information, so you most likely will have to pause to read it. I do apologize if it seems like it's a lot, but I don't want to leave out anything in my research. I like to include everything in the full context, so that way you have all the information that pertains to whatever I'm discussing. Now, back on the topic of this quote. This quote is not only unsubstantial, it's entirely fabricated. This quote was supposed to be in a quote unquote secret document, but there's no proof of this document ever existing, and it's nowhere to be seen nor found. And Black Hebrew Israelites use this fake quote, even though with a simple Google search or any type of research, really, you can find out real quick that this quote does not exist. It doesn't exist in documents, written works, or even in videos. Because you want to know something? The reason why the Black Hebrew Israelites use this fake quote is because it strengthens their claim of Black superiority. And they do so by using the name of history's most vile figures to add weight to their argument. Well, one of history's most vile figures, because we have a lot, but Hitler's definitely up there. And it's really weird that they choose him. But like I said, there's no facts to this quote. This quote doesn't, he's never said this. This never came out of his lips. And you want to know something? Actually, Hitler hated Black people. And this isn't just me talking. I have proof, which I will show on screen. In his book that's called Mein Kampfripp, I don't speak German, so excuse if I am mispronouncing this. But this book was written in 1925, and he talks about his disdain for Black people, particularly the ones that were living in Europe, because he lives in Europe. But he accused the Jews of orchestrating racial mixture by bringing in Black soldiers to Europe after World War One to weaken the purity of the white race. I will put up a quote from the book on the screen just so you can see exactly how Hitler felt about Black people. And this quote doesn't come from a secret, unfound, non existing document either. It comes from the book itself, which is accessible to everybody. It's also documented proof that the Black Germans were treated like crap by the Nazis under Hitler's order. They were discriminated against, and also there were some Black Germans that were imprisoned in concentration camps. But yet, I'm expected to believe that there's a document that only Black Hebrew Israelites have there that Hitler is basically singing our praises of being the chosen people of God. Get out of here. And really, let's be logical, guys. Let's be logical, because if there's documented evidence of Hitler hating Black people, thinking that we're less than. You really gonna believe just because you've seen a video made by a black Hebrew Israelite that there's a secret document of Hitler saying basically the reason why he hated Jews is because they aren't the real Jews and that black people are the chosen people of God. And there's no documented evidence of this. This is just something that you can find from black people themselves versus actual historical evidence. Like, let's be logical. The point is that this quote doesn't exist. He never said this. And do you not believe me? Go research it and go find this so-called document. And spoiler alert, you can't because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, just like the President Nasser of Egypt saying that the Jews left black but came back white. That doesn't exist. So as you see on screen, this quote is usually credited to President Nasser of Egypt when he supposedly did an interview with Time magazine. Um, a lot of the time this quote is, they say that he made this quote in 1958. However, President Nasser of Egypt did an interview with Time magazine in 1955. But regardless of the year mix up, when you look up the actual Time magazine and read it, by the way, it's accessible to everyone. You can find this online, you can read the entire thing, okay? This quote does not exist. It doesn't. He never said that. There's also a claim that President Nasser made this statement during an interview with the New York Times in 1969. I'm actually just going to put up the interview right here. I'm not going to play a clip from it. I don't want to get copywritten. However, I will put the link in bio where you can watch the interview yourself because this interview is public. Anybody can watch it and watch it if you want to. I'm not going to say it's super long or anything, but you're not going to see, like, find him saying anything like that because he never said it. There's no verifiable evidence that this quote was ever made. It's totally fabricated. You can't find any evidence from this from any credible source. The only source that this comes from is from black Hebrew Israelite groups. So if the Jews were actually black, then why do Hebrew Israelites need to lie and use fabricated quotes to prove their point? It's almost like the only proof that they have is their opinion and interpretation of the curses of Deuteronomy. The same curses that are copies of curses that were found in 1754 BCE in Babylon, called the Code of Hammurabi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But those curses also mirror the curses found in Egypt 2000 BCE and Mesopotamia in 1700 BCE and the Canaanite mythology in the 4th century BCE, by the way, which all predates the Bible. It's almost as if the Bible was put together by white people, aka the Romans, like the biblical canon. And it's almost as if those same Romans who come from pagan backgrounds kind of borrowed stories from other quote unquote pagan religions, and I use that term very loosely, and shaped it the narrative how they want it. And then it's almost as if these black people like to try to use the white man's word to try to prove their worth. The fact of the matter is, the black Hebrew Israelite movement leaders, they understand the vulnerability of their audience. Okay? The black community, specifically African Americans, are their target demographic as they feel that they lack culture or heritage because both were stripped away from them and they feel lost. And guess what? The black Hebrew Israelite movement capitalizes on this pain. So they offer an identity that's rooted in a super distorted version of history. And for many, it becomes like an emotional bliss, right? A way to reconnect with something greater than yourself in the face of an ongoing struggle of oppression and being marginalized and, things like that, right? But this bliss is a lie. The emotional appeal of their message is super powerful, because it offers a sense of empowerment, basically. But it's built on falsehood. It's not rooted in facts. It's not rooted in evidence or genuine historical accuracy. The only thing that they really have to claim that the real blacks or Hebrews is the curses of Deuteronomy, which I can make an entire video debunking as well, which I probably will. And I don't mean to laugh, because if you have believed this at one point in time, I'm not saying that you're dumb or trying to make you feel dumb, because at one point in time, I also fell into the Black Hebrew Israelite trap. It wasn't until I started doing research. I would watch these videos, and of course, like, I seen the Hitler quote too, and I was like, oh my goodness, what? Oh my God, Hitler said, oh my gosh. And then for me, I need everything that I read or see to be like 100% validated. So I went and I did research. I tried finding the interview. I didn't find nothing. I tried going online trying to find this document, this so-called document, right? I didn't find nothing. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, why can't I find anything? And then, it became clear that I couldn't find anything because it didn't exist. It only exists within these Black Hebrew Israelite videos. It only exists within these Afrocentric religious or spiritual groups. It's not real. The same with the Jews, they left black and came back white. Yeah, when I was involved in the Hebrew Israelite thing, I believed that too. I was like, oh my gosh, why would they say that? It must mean that the Jews were black. Oh my God. And then with a simple Google search, yeah, you can't find any evidence. You'll find a bunch of things on Google, and then you can click on them, and it's going to lead you back to Afrocentric groups. Like, it's never going to lead you to anything that's verifiable. And yes, I read the Times magazine trying to find this quote. I did not find Jack. SHIT. Okay. I don't want to get in trouble for using the actual word, guys. But like I said, so I might sound a little condescending at times when I talk about this group, and this is in no way trying to be offensive to anybody that believes this, because this isn't on you. Now, my condescending tone is 100% aimed at these Black Hebrew Israelite leaders. And I make sure to say leaders because these are the people that make these videos, that make these documentaries, and they 100% do research for these documentaries. And the research that they come across, they like to not present everything at 100%. They don't. If you watch my last video, we talk about the Moors. A lot of Black Hebrew Israelites, they'll make videos and they'll talk about the Moors, and they will lie to you and tell you, oh, the Moors were Black Hebrews from Africa. But when you do a Google search, you'll find out what Moor means. It definitely does relate to a dark-skinned person, but it is they never were Hebrews. They always self-identified as Muslim. However, these people will not put those facts in their videos because they're always trying to mislead somebody, because they need for their narrative to, be whatever it is that they think, so they can feed it to their audience. And it's deceptive. It's just it's it's crazy. It really is. But like I say in all my videos, do your own research. Okay? So in my next video, I'm going to discuss. Hi guys, my recorder cut off, so I'm sorry about that. But what I was saying is, in my next video, I'm going to discuss another lie, or maybe I can call it a misguided theory or opinion that's presented to the masses as if it's facts. And this video will be about where the white race comes from and the true Canaanite origins of the biblical Israelites based on archaeological evidence and scientific facts. So, if you are interested in that, I would encourage you to hit that like button and subscribe so you can be updated the next time that I post. Until next time, bye.